Light. Good girl.
So my name's Christopher Coleman. I started out as an animal trainer. I started out as a zookeeper, moved into service dog training, found out that while I love dogs, people are my real passion. And then in 2018 was diagnosed with a condition called stiff person syndrome, leaving me in need of a service dog myself. And so I've kind of come full circle with this service dog route from becoming a trainer to now needing a service dog and utilizing that service dog myself. So when you teach these dogs skills, really what you're teaching them is words, and you can put those words together in any sentence that makes sense for you. And so if you have periodic paralysis disorder and you need a medication, and you keep this medication in the bottom drawer of your dresser, and it's always in the bottom drawer, you can teach that dog. That dog has 3 commands. It's tug to pull the drawer open. It might be get to pick up the item, push to close it, and then the dog would come back to me with that item. Dogs are very good at jumping ahead and knowing what the next step is. And so that dog will then jump ahead, tie all those 3 commands together, and now you have a new command. So my dog Rowan picks up his leash, and it started as the word get, and now I say leash. And so once that dog has that routine picked up, then you can call it medical bag, you can call it whatever words you want. But now if you're laying there and you're in need of medications or you're in need of your phone, it can be anything, a phone up on the dresser, as long as it's in the same place, those dogs are able to go up on the dresser and grab a phone, but they can retrieve them to you and do it at a distance. And that's what's amazing about these service dogs, is that they're not just taught one skill, they're taught several skills that then can be combined in any way that makes sense. And so if you have medications that are refrigerated, you can send your dog eventually to the kitchen to open the fridge, get that med, because you're going to pre-package it safely for that animal, and then that dog will close the refrigerator and bring it back to you for whatever it is you need. Or maybe it's a pre-packaged meal and you have a caregiver that comes in, makes meals for you. Same thing, that dog could grab that pre-packaged meal for you out of the fridge and bring that meal to you to wherever you're at. Takes a little bit of training, but again, these dogs are customizable, and that's what makes them so amazing and beneficial to not just people with periodic paralysis disorder, but anybody with a disability in a need. Service dogs, there's not one breed that fits all disabilities, and so some breeds are small, like a seizure alert dog or a blood sugar detection dog. That dog may be a small dog, but if I need a dog to help pull my manual wheelchair, I'm going to need a bigger breed of dog, and so I might utilize something like a golden retriever or a Labrador retriever, something that's a little bit more muscular and is able to help me pull that piece of equipment. So a lot of people ask, is there a specific breed that is good for a specific condition? And my answer would be no. There's not a specific breed that is good for a specific condition. It is about the temperament of the individual dog. So just like we are individuals, dogs are individuals as well. My dog Rowan works beautifully for me out in public. When we're at home, he is all dog. He jumps in the pool, he swims, he goes crazy. And so it's not about the breed, it's about the temperament of that individual dog. Because even within the same breed, you can have, within a litter, you might only have half the litter become service dogs and half the litter be not appropriate for service dogs, because they're individual. And that's what's nice about larger organizations, because they are not putting all of their eggs in one basket. And so they're able to select, you know what, this dog has some concerns, but I've got this dog on this side that has great skills, and it really, any dog can learn the skill. I can teach any dog all of these skills, from a Chihuahua to a Great Dane. That doesn't make it appropriate. It's about the temperament and what that dog does for that person. So I would say the breed is less important than the temperament of the dog. Once you've made that initial decision to make that service dog, one really, really important aspect to remember is that you do your research on the organization or the trainer that is training your dog. There are a lot of great nonprofit organizations. There are a lot of great for-profit organizations. There are private trainers, but just make sure that they have the experience to give you what it is that you need, because at the end of the day, this dog should keep you safe. And a service dog, my dog is 60 pounds. I don't have the strength if he decides that he's going to pull me, but he's had the training that I can trust that he's not going to pull me over. And so it's very important to do your research on where you get the dog and the quality of the training that that dog has received. What I've personally seen in my own travels and going to the grocery store is that people have this misconception, I think, that the dog in and of itself has a right to be there because it's a service dog. And that is a misconception, because laws are written for people. And so the Americans with Disabilities Act was written to protect me. And so it is me that has access to go into that building with that dog. And so just because my dog Rowan is a service dog, if you do not qualify to have a service dog, if I hand you his leash, you do not qualify to walk into the grocery store with that dog. And it's important that the dog be as unobtrusive as possible when out in public. And that means not putting its nose on things, not barking at others. There are a lot of misconceptions about small dogs as well. A lot of the misconception is that all small dogs are emotional support dogs. Well, small dogs are also taught to detect blood pressure, and the reason they're carried in a purse is to keep them close to the body so that they can detect that. Now, if that small dog is barking at you or barking at me and my service dog, it makes me question a little bit. If that dog is so focused at barking at me, how is that dog going to notice a drop in your blood sugar if the dog is so busy barking at me? And so that kind of differentiates the difference between emotional support dog and a service dog. The service dog, that neither dog has any rights under the law. It is people that have rights, and it is my right. Now, there are psychiatric service dogs, and those dogs, what differentiates a emotional support dog from a service dog is a service dog does tasks to mitigate a disability, not just its mere presence to mitigate the disability. And so a psychiatric support dog for someone with PTSD might be sleep interruption, it might be laying on top of them, it might be giving them a boundary space. Maybe they're feeling claustrophobic in public, and just having that dog around them and that dog being that second set of eyes for them makes them feel more at ease. And so that qualifies under the ADA because that dog is doing physical tasks. Having a service dog, while they create a lot of independence, as we all know, any dog comes with a level of responsibility of care as well. And so that's something to take into great consideration when you are getting a service dog, is weighing out the pros and cons of the benefits of the dog, but then also meeting the dog's needs, because as a person with a disability, you're still responsible to meet this living creature's needs. And so you have to be very well educated about what is this dog going to need. Can I provide that need for that dog? And what the dog is going to provide for me, is that worth it, and does that match it up? And that's where if you say yes, that's when you know it's right to get your service dog, is at that moment when you say, I can take on these extra responsibilities because the independence that this dog is going to give me is so worth the extra dog hair laying around my house, right? It is so worth it just to not have to ask somebody to pick up that pen or my cell phone and jump in, well-intended, wanting to help, but I'm able to tell my dog to pick that cell phone up for me.
If you would like to know more about periodic paralysis, visit periodicparalysis.org. And if you enjoyed this video and want more, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss any future videos. It really does help spread the word. You can view other videos about periodic paralysis by clicking the thumbnails to the right. If you have questions, just leave a comment below or reach out to us on social media. We'd love to hear from you.